Yeah.
Every day I got some fly shit on. Keeping on black outfit on. I already bagged most of the chicks that you out here trying to.
Hey guys, Pixel Precision here, bringing you my first of hopefully many Division videos. Today's topic is soloing in the Dark Zone. The first thing you'll need to focus on is your build. I've tried running various builds from Jack of all trades to pure firearms, stamina, electronics, and builds centered around gun perks. Here's what I've found. The Jack of all trades build gave you no advantage. Your firearms weren't high enough to lock down a group at medium to long range, and at close range it was okay. Your health wasn't particularly high, so for close quarters engagements where you're getting overrun by a group, it didn't help at all. 1 versus 1, okay. 1 versus 2, 1 on 3, you should probably run. 1 on 4, if you didn't run when you saw that third guy, well, right now, you're probably dead. Pure Electronics was very situational. Their shield was awesome, but was probably better used for group versus group combat, or 1 versus 1 where you could keep the enemy in front of you at all times. You could also do some amazing healing, but since you went pure electronics, your health wasn't that great to begin with, so they would pretty much just burn right through everything you just healed back. The Sticky Bomb was an amazing skill. You could wipe out entire teams. If you came across multiple groups trying to fight over an extraction rope to load their loot, you could literally take them all out except maybe the higher end stamina players. And even then, it would be an easy mop-up job after that. This is probably something you should watch out for yourself when trying to use the extraction rope. Pure firearms is actually pretty good, but needs to either be used from range or when the enemy is distracted with another group of players. The fact that your firearms is so high meant that your health was super low and you were extremely squishy. Hell, a firearms build with a high crit rate, I believe you could get up to 40% crit chance with the right setup, and with an M44, you could headshot players for near 5k when it did crit. So think glass cannon. Pure stamina was the go-to build. Its electronics were garbage, so self-healing kind of sucked, and sticky grenades did okay to decent damage. Fully geared at level 8, you were doing around 500 to 2k damage depending on how much skill power you were able to gather. Now you're probably guessing that your firearms was pretty bad as well, which is true, but in practice it's not that big of a deal. The only time it really showed was when you were up against other stamina builds. When you're fighting any build other than a stamina build, you actually down them quickly as your DPS is still high enough to destroy their small health pool. But your health is so high that when they shoot at you, it's like they're shooting you with a BB gun. Before getting into the DZ, try to find as much stamina-based PvE gear as you can. Your goal is to become a tank, or rather a bullet sponge just like the NPCs. Now, most players you'll find, or at least the ones I found during the betas, were pretty squishy. You'll want your gear setup to look something like this, but with weapons that work for you. I personally love the SMG for close range and the M1A for medium to long range. Hell, if you had your aim on point, you could use the M1A at close range as well to melt targets. Try to keep a weapon for each ammo type on hand. On rare occasions, you'll find that you've completely run out of ammo for your preferred weapons. When this happens, it's nice to have weapons to fall back on, and it'll keep you in the fight. Sometimes, since you're running solo, you'll have those guys who just follow trying to bait you into going rogue by putting one shot in your leg, and you'll find yourself in a constant in-combat state, so you'll still want ammo for those situations as well. For those of you who are unaware, when you are in a combat state, you are unable to enter any checkpoints or the safe room to replenish your ammo. Try keeping your incendiary and explosive ammo topped off. These can turn you into a one-man army. When you see that ammo icon on your radar, make sure to run over and fill up all your items. You really want to make sure you have 3 medkits ready for any engagement. So when you run out, try to hit those checkpoints or the safe room if you can. Medkits can get you back 1.5 bars of health. And if you're not under fire, that's going to regen to 2 bars. Skill-wise, I'd recommend running First Aid and Sticky Bombs. First Aid can get you to that next segment of health when you're trying to save medkits and you're on the run, and allow you to regen up to full health. or it can be that little bit of health that just keeps you alive. For the sticky bomb, you'll want to run it with the BFB mod. This will grant you extra damage, and it also has a chance of inflicting the bleed status. The great thing about bleed is it removes the target's ability to sprint. So you can actually use this to stop fleeing targets, and you can also use it to escape from groups. It also has the added benefit that it does damage over time. When attacking groups that are unaware, a good strategy is to first throw a grenade at them and then hit them with the sticky bomb at the same spot. If you do it fast enough, you'll damage the enemy, you'll stagger the enemy, and the stagger will force them to eat the grenade, which does great damage. This combination will sometimes outright kill players. I'd recommend staying away from the shield because the stagger that happens when it breaks can get you killed, and using it seems to encourage all the grenades of the map to come your way. Another thing with the shields is that towards the end of the beta, it seemed like everyone got smart and decided to rush you. Now, Pulse is a decent skill if you decide to run the extra damage mod, but it seems better suited for group combat where everyone can take advantage of the damage. Solo, it doesn't last long enough, and marking the targets is almost useless. You'll have the whole party marked if you shoot them or they shoot you. At the moment, I'd advise against using the turret as someone will most likely use it to turn you rogue. When attacking players, remember, you have high health. Sometimes you'll need to get really aggressive, rush in, and pressure the enemy. If you catch them off guard, that's even better. Finish off the enemy when you can. Every time they revive their teammate, that's more items you'll have to use in order to bring them back down again. And the more items you use, the lower your chances of surviving.
Rogue agent down.
You may want to gear for close quarters, as many times the fact that you're running solo invites everyone and their mothers to come and rush you. By the time they realize you're really hard to kill though, it's already too late. Make sure you take the time to learn the subway system. Now I know it's dark, it's a little bit confusing. All those infected people from I Am Legend and probably that chick from The Grudge are down there waiting for you. Even so, you still have to go down there because knowing the map gives you a tactical advantage. Once you learn it, you'll be able to get around the map relatively undetected, as most people, during the beta at least, didn't go down there. And you'll be able to lose pursuers or corner and cut off those you're chasing. Just remember, you are running solo, so you need to pick and choose your fights. It's going to be a game of cat and mouse. Just know you're a really big mouse that sometimes eats cats. One more thing to keep in mind is this is all based on the beta build. It doesn't factor in any of the talents or skills that we didn't have access to. With that said, I still see this build being the base template for your solo character come launch. And I'd say that's probably enough to get you guys up and running solo in the Dark Zone. I'm really looking forward to hearing what you guys think, so don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. This is Pixel Precision, and thanks for watching.
Rogue agent neutralized. A rogue agent has been neutralized.